Hello and welcome to Shredder Zoo. Thank you for joining me today. I'm over by the Equus stables that we did last weekend, and it was an amazingly popular episode. Thank you so much for all the comments and all the likes and everything. And please do leave comments and likes on this video if you find yourself liking it. But we have 4 horses here. We still have our Uteranus guard protecting them from snakes, because we had a bit of a tragedy last weekend where one of the horses was killed by a wild snake. That's not going to happen again. We have our guard, but we have named them. The requests for Equus names was overwhelming. There were so many people who wanted a horse named after them. I can't do everybody. I've only got 4 horses, unfortunately, so some people are going to be disappointed. But people who aren't going to be disappointed is Derek. We have Derek here. Oh no, what's happening? Come on, Uteranus. Uteranus, do your thing. Oh my god, what's going on? Raptor. Go on, Uteranus, you can do it. This is what he's here for. Go on, go on. What is that, level 96 as well? Oh, he made it scared. It's running away. Fantastic. Did you get it? Oh, we got it. Fantastic. Oh my god. That's amazing. That's exactly what he's here for. Because we are kind of right at the extent of the edge of the zoo. And we do occasionally get some wild things over this way, which I don't normally get over in the main part of the zoo. And we are close to the swamp areas and redwoods and stuff. So, that's exactly why it's there. Oh, he's going to be messed up. Right, actually, you should be on passive because... oops. Behaviour. We'll put you on passive because we don't want you flying off. Because I use that to get around the zoo quickly. Right. Oh, the horses are all over the place. Right. So... I just realised I haven't done the names above the door. Let me just do that and we'll go over the names. Oh my god, that was unexpected. Alright, horses are back in position and we've got the names done. So we have Derek, is our first one over here. This one is name above the door, Cookie Coolio. And we also have Grape Juice and we have Triss. So those are the 4 lucky people who got the names done. Also, you're extra lucky because you get your names on the sign as well, which is normally reserved for Patreon rewards, but just because of the way that we've done the stables. And just if you are using a stable mod or something like that to build stables for your own horses, I would recommend building it higher ceiling than I've got here, because when I try and get off these horses after riding them, it's sometimes really glitchy because the ceiling is a little bit too low. So one higher would be ideal if you are building something like that at home. But since I'm not going to be riding these often, they're just going to be sitting here on display most of the time. It doesn't matter too much. So anyway, so this is the stables. If you haven't seen it, that was last Saturday's video. Go and check it out if you haven't seen it already. Right, so we'll leave our Uteranus guard over there. Maybe I'll just set up some turrets. I don't really want gun turrets in the zoo. It just doesn't seem right. But anyway, right, this is what we did last Sunday. This was the terror bird enclosure. Not many people actually requested names for terror birds from what I can see. There were a few names that I didn't want to use. I don't want to offend anyone, but what I want to do, because the naming is taking such a long time at the beginning of these videos, I wanted to kind of cut it down. So I'm being a bit more strict, and I only want to name things after actual, like, your names or your YouTube username sort of things, rather than like a name you've come up with that you think is good. So the only people who actually asked them for themselves was Sleepy Gamer, so that's my only terror bird that I've got named this time, and that's fine. So we need to get on building today. So we're building somewhere else. We're building on the other side of the zoo. We're going to be building a reptile house for the Titanoboas, the Megalanias and the Thorny Dragons. That's what we're going to be putting in today. We kind of covered a little bit. Well, I mentioned that I was going to be doing that one in the stream that I did yesterday. Thank you so much everybody who popped by the stream. It's not something I do very often. It's about the only second stream I've ever done here at the zoo. But we updated a few of the old enclosures, like this Stegosaur enclosure. We did the Carno enclosure, this one when it renders in. We just kind of updated it, bring it up to standard of some of the more modern enclosures. They're still not quite as good as the modern ones, but they're a little bit better with some more trees and things in them. And another one we did was the Thylacaleo one. We put in a few trees and bushes and things. And also, oh come on, render in. This is why things aren't on wander, because they will wander out these gaps before the structures load in. But also we have, if you can actually see the sign, This enclosure has been adopted by Landon Call. He's one of my Patreons, and as part of the tier reward that he has gone for, he gets to adopt an enclosure and have his name on a sign outside that enclosure. So the Thylacoleo is his favourite, and that's the one he's adopted. Right, so we're going over to this area here. I've been trying to think of something to build in this area for a long time, and every episode I come over here thinking, right, let's build over here today, and it's because it's so sloped, it's going to be so difficult to build on. But the plan I have with this episode is that because I'm building a reptile house, so it's kind of an inside enclosure rather than something that's got the outside like this kind of enclosure here, I think we can get away with it because we can put in a flat floor and just have some stairs going up to it or something like that. So that's the plan. I think maybe we'll even have the entrance maybe at this point here, so it's not quite so steep, and then we'll just have the rest bit sort of built down. So this is what we're going to do, because I really need to fill this area up. So we just, oh, bit of a lock up here. Come on, you can do it. Come on, game, move. I'm stuck. I can't move. Okay, we're back. Okay, so yeah, we do get that sometimes. It struggles to load in the this place now. So let's zip up here and have a look at the area. So we'll probably clear out these couple of rocks and things. Sometimes I'll try and use a natural environment in some of the enclosures, but for this one we're going to probably get rid of them and just try and build out. Right, so I'm going to get the things I need to get started, and let's go. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to lay out some foundations and see what kind of size area we've got here. I'm doing it out of Adobe because I feel like, well, the Thorny Dragon especially is definitely a desert creature. And I'm guessing the Titanoboa is probably more of a swampy thing, but swamp enclosures are extremely difficult to do, mainly because I can't add in water and that sort of stuff. So I'm just trying to think about the zoos that I've been to when you have reptile enclosures. Quite often, a lot of reptiles are actually found in desert areas, so I think we'll do a desert-themed enclosure for the three of them, even though it might not be entirely accurate to real life. But things like, I mean, let me think, the Megalania is kind of maybe similar to a Komodo, that kind of thing, and that kind of, I think a desert arid environment is not too far away from where you might actually find them. So I think we can fit them all. They'll look natural in a desert-like environment, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just kind of build out some Adobe structures here, and what we'll do is we'll probably have a couple of different levels. This will be a similar kind of build to the small animal house, if you saw that one a while ago. One of my favourite enclosures, that one. And oh, where did that one go? Okay, let's build up a little bit. We can do this. We'll need to build up here. So what I'll do is I'm going to flatten this out, probably build a couple of levels, and we can have an enclosure on each level, I think, because, well, we've got this such steeply sloped land. So we can have, one enclosure on this level, one enclosure a bit higher up, and then one more right at the top here. I think that'd be pretty good. And then people can kind of walk through and go up some stairs and look at each one in turn. So I'm going to get this foundation laid out and looking as close to how I want it done as possible, and then I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, here we go. You would not believe how long it took to build this. It doesn't look particularly difficult to build, but it was a nightmare. Sometimes when you get S+, when you try to stack the foundation, sometimes they can be extremely stubborn, and you have to kind of circle around, try and find the right snap point, the right angle to get it. Sometimes they just do not want to place, and there are two spots where no matter what I did, could not get them to place, and I've had to do a ceiling. So underneath the ceiling is a gap, and right on the edge here, this is the most frustrating one because it just looks so out of place. But I'll show you, there's nothing I can do. I'll probably do it now, I'm doing it on camera, but so for a start, it's really difficult to find the right place, and then when you do, oh, what did I say? As soon as I turn the camera on, I cannot believe that. I was literally spent at least 5 minutes solidly trying to get that placed. Alright, let me just try this one more time as well, since the camera's rolling and you're going to make a fool of me. We can try this one. This one I can't even get the snap point. This one's not so bad because it's on. Oh, we almost had it then. Yeah, so, there you go. You can see what it does. It just doesn't want to place. no matter what I do. Someone said you can go inside it, and it actually works like that, but I can't even get the right snap point. It just won't attach at all, and so it's being extremely stubborn. And I've circled around this for a long time trying to get this to snap in right. Will not do it. Will not do it. So we're going to have to go for sealing at this point, which at least it doesn't stick out at all. It's just it doesn't have the same pattern, but that's fine because we can cover it up with decorations eventually. But anyway, there we go. It took me time. I'm really glad I actually got that one done, because that would have looked terrible with a wall and a ceiling at the end there. Okay, so these are the guys we're going to be putting in. The snakes, the Megalanias and the Thorny Dragons. Now, I have constantly said I don't do fantasy creatures in this series. I'm planning on doing a fantasy section in a later series, but this one, because it is very similar. There is a creature, I can't remember what it's called now. I think it might even be called a Thorny Dragon or a Thorny Lizard or something, I think, which looks very similar to this on a small scale. So I thought this is, you know, we can include this in the zoo in a non-fantasy setting. So I'm happy enough to include that one. So okay, we've got 5 wide, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So each enclosure is going to be 5 wide, and we'll have, I guess, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 by 5, and then there'll be like a 2 walkway down the side for people to walk down. So first thing I want to do is build the entrance. Now I'm thinking, where can we put the entrance? If we put it here, it's going to be quite a steep stairway. Unless, of course, we can build it out here, I guess. If I can actually build it out further, and then we can, if we build it up to, so this point, and we'll have like little stairways. I guess that could work. If I can, oh, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. And see what my trouble is. This is why it takes so long to build a simple structure, because it does not want to go on. Okay, we're going to want another one. Oh my god. Oh, no. Oh. Okay, that one goes there. Can we now get... Sometimes if you just place one next to it, you can get it to go... Come on. Let's get right in close. Oh, there we go. And then we're stuck. So that's fine, because we can ghost out. There we are. Okay. So we're going to want one on this point. That's good. And then here. That's not going to want to go. Oh no, that's in the wrong place. Oh, okay. So anyway, let me get this done. I'll bring it back because this is tedious. Alright, here we go. So this is it. I think we've got a kind of a bit of a mazework of stairs and things here, but I think that'll look quite nice once we get the walls and things built up. So we have the entrance here. There are 2 ways you can get in, from the front, the longer staircase, or at the back with the slightly shorter staircase. And then this will go up into the end. I've done the kind of the spiral staircase there, because otherwise it would just go on forever, because the staircase take up quite a bit of space. So this is kind of a bit of space saving with turning it a little bit. And yeah, so it's going to go up here, and then the stairs for up to each level. So I think the first thing we can do, if I get some glass walls, and we'll I'll just spawn those in, and we'll just separate out where the enclosures are going to go to where the walkway is going to go. So it's going to go along like this. So we'll have glass things all along like this, as you can see. So that's going to be the enclosure for each one, and it's all going to be pretty much the same. I think that'll look quite nicely. So I'm going to get the entrance to this built up as well. We'll put in some walls and things. Let's have a look at that now. I've got some walls on me. So we're going to want to kind of do it like this, I think. We're too high at that point. This needs to be all around like that. Here we go. Make sure they are all level. It should be, yeah, because we don't have ceilings and walls for the snap points and things that can cause trouble. It's all just foundation, so it should actually all line up quite nicely. And then I think we'll just have a nice tall entrance like this. That should work. We'll bring it in like so. Cover it all up like that. There we go. Okay, yeah, so we could do something interesting in the middle here. Maybe we can get some pictures or something. I'm not sure how this is going to look from the outside. If it'll look a little bit box-like, or I guess we could mess around. We can put some pillars on the corners and maybe do some kind of awnings or something. You can see that's a real shame how the outside is just a little bit off for the walls to the foundations, but I guess that's okay. We might even be able to get some more adobe walls. We'll just spawn in a bunch of those. So I wonder if I could actually cover. Oh, that could work. I could actually just cover up this section here with the walls. So we've got the foundations for the building purposes, the snap points and things, but that just flattens it out. That's pretty good, and then we can leave it. I guess we could do the same there as well if we wanted to, just to kind of cover it up, make it look good. We could paint this as well. Actually, we could paint it. That would be interesting. So we're going to want something up here as well. Let's do. If we do it up this high, is that going to look weird? We can do some kind of what we could do. Okay, let's have a look. If we do this like that, and then we can take away that and that for a start, we can come up with some kind of interesting doorway. We could even put door frames in there. Might have to play about and see what I can come up with. Let's put another wall in at this point and along here. There we go. Yeah, so okay, let me mess around with this one. I think I'll get it looking nice, and I'll put in the glass walls for the enclosures, and then we'll start decorating our first enclosure, which I don't know which one to think be first. Of course, I don't know why I'm asking you, because I'm going to have to decide before you see this video. I reckon maybe the Titanoboa could be a good first one to do. Yeah, okay, right, anyway, I'll see you back in a few moments when I'm a bit further along. Okay, so I'm a little bit further along here. So I've placed some sloped walls. I thought what we do is place some of the double door frames here. So there's a double stack of double door frames. I'll leave the door open, but that just kind of gives it that little bit of extra, just a little bit of a lip there. I think it looks quite nice. So we're going to place some roofs on the sloped areas, like so. So I think that makes it look pretty good. And then we can have a flat ceiling on the corner here, like so, and then we'll stick the roofs, and I've placed the walls all around. We've got a bit of a slope here. We'll need to, actually I need to get some sloped glass ones as well, just to kind of follow the pattern. So let's just put the roofs on here if we can get the right snap point, if it'll actually go on. There we go. There, that'll look pretty good. So let's have a look from the inside. Yeah, so this area we'll definitely need to do something with the decoration here. Either paint it, or we put up some pictures. I think Enclosures have got some really nice pictures that might be worth doing. So at this point, I reckon either a wall. Oops, if I get the right one. Either a wall. We need to flip it around. I'm not sure whether that will. It doesn't line up properly because of the snap point. So we could have it like that, or we could just put a railing in. I think maybe a railing would look quite nice there. We'll maybe do that later. We'll see what it looks like. But yeah, so that's going to go up like that, and. Yeah, so okay, so what I'm going to do is, let's see, too high. I think too high would be enough. We'll have to see how it looks. So what I might do is just put the animals in the enclosure, and we'll see what kind of size they look like, how high they want the roofs. That might be something worth doing. Okay, here we go. So we have, I've got two snakes in here. I think that's a decent size for the two snakes together. Now, a lot of these things, I mean, these are quite big area. The Megalania and the Thorny Dragons are quite big, so I don't think more than one would really fit. And I really think that these kind of animals would probably live individually anyway. Even the snakes probably would as well. But you can normally get a couple of snakes in an enclosure together. That should be fine. So we have those. Now the snakes, as far as names go, we've got one named already, which is Evo. This one was named quite a long time ago. We brought that one over, so we've got one new Titanoboa to name. Megalania needs a name, but the Thorny Dragon has already been named. That was named a long time ago, and that's the Neo Flames. So we don't have that one to be named. But anyway, what I've decided is that the snakes are quite small, quite flat, so they only need 2 high walls. But I think 3 high for the Megalania and the Thorny Dragon would give them a nice kind of space for them to live in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to fill out the ceilings on this area for the snakes. And what we're also going to do, I think 2 high for the visitors would be absolutely fine. As you're walking through, I think a nice kind of enclosed space, I think would be quite a good little walkway here. But what we'll do is we'll have it slope upwards. So I think, let me think, how's this going to work? If I put in the ceilings, I I guess I could actually just slope it there. So it would be... Can we get this attached on? Can you go the other way, the other side? No, you're not going to do that for me? No. Okay, we can see if we can slope it up. I don't know whether that would look weird from the inside. We might give it a go and see how it looks. But we can actually put that on there. And just fill in this part for the visitor's walkway. And, oh yeah, I need a sloped glass window. But I don't know whether I could either go across like that. Might not be too bad. Can we actually get this in now? That might just snap to the right place. No, I think it's because it just wants to go to the inside, so that's not going to work for the moment. But we could just do it like that. So as you're coming in, you've got floor-to-ceiling windows. That might work, and then it might just look a little bit odd on the outside. I don't know. Otherwise, I'm going to build some out, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, here we go. So I've placed the roof on completely. Here's how it looks on the outside. I feel like we have a lot of work to make this actually look nice from the outside. I don't know what to do about this roof. I feel like something could go on it. Maybe we could put some decorations up there. I don't really know what to do for the roof. Maybe we can just peak it a little bit over this point so it's not so flat. I don't know. Is it important? Do we need to change the roof? It's the inside that counts after all. But it's around so many nice enclosures. It just feels a little bit out of place there. But anyway, we'll get some decorations done. We'll use liberal use of pillars on the corners. We can put some ivy around the outside or something. I don't know whether that would really fit, but we can come up with some ideas. So let's have a look on the inside. So as you come inside, we have the stairs going up. We'll need to put a railing on this point here. We'll need to change the model of the glass to give one big windows, and then we have the inside to decorate. We need quite a lot of decorations on the inside. So come up, we have the Megalania. I've done the walls so they can't see each other. I know some people didn't like the fact that I used glass walls in between the enclosures of the invertebrate house and said, oh, they shouldn't see each other. So I've blocked them off this one. And sort of goes up again, and we have the Thorny Dragon. So there's lots of decorations. We have the exit here. I've actually put a door on here just because it leads right at the outside. And we want to kind of shield this guy from the outside a little bit. Reptile houses are usually fairly dimly lit and enclosed spaces because that's where reptiles like to hide and that sort of stuff. And then we have a couple of double door frames on each side here to kind of give sort of the pillar look, and then the stairs going down. So I'm quite happy how it looks. We've got a lot of decorations to do, but that is what we're going to be doing in tomorrow's episode. We'll be doing all the decorations for each individual enclosure, and we'll be making this place look a lot nicer as well. Maybe we can paint it. We'll add in some plants, some benches, maybe some decorations, maybe some paintings, something we can do on the outside around here. Railings on the stairs, that sort of thing, pillars on the corners. Some kind of decoration on the outside to make it look not quite so flat. I reckon if we paint it, that'll look quite nice. I think what I might do is, in actual fact, I probably will cover it. I wasn't going to. I'm just conscious about the number of structures in a certain area. And I'm not sure whether they all have to be connected. But there is a limit to how many structures you can build in a particular area. And I'm thinking I'm going to hit it at some point, and then I won't be able to build any more zoo. So I'm trying to keep the structures down, as well as lag as well, actually. The more structures you have in an area, the more lag you're going to get. So doing something like that's kind of, I don't know, but it looks nicer. It's going to look nicer like that. So I think we'll try and do that if I remember. Yes, we'll get it all decorated, but I think for today's episode that's going to be as far as we're going to get. We've done quite a lot. We built the entire enclosure. It's just a case of making it look as best as we can make it with the decorations. And then also we'll do things like I'll just quickly do this. Two sides A is no, two sides B is what we want. Actually no, one side A. There we go. So we just make this like a big window and do that one as well. And then this one side B. So you can kind of see in a lot better. That's what we're going to do. Change the model of all this glass. We'll do all that tomorrow as well. But I think for today, that is going to be all. I really do hope... Oh, let's put that away. That's a bit aggressive. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, I think this one's going to look pretty nice. Hopefully we can make it look as if it's going to fit in with the surroundings, make it look nice. And once you get the decorations in, they really do make a big difference when you put the Ecos decorative mods in. That's really good. So thank you for coming to the stream yesterday if you did. Thank you for watching the video if you did. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video, and let me know. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and come back tomorrow where we'll be finishing off this enclosure and decorating it out. Looking forward to it, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.